Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Nourished Living. I'm here again. My name is Doc Casper. I'm a physician, registered holistic nutritionist, and functional medicine practitioner. Our topic for today is about toxins you get body regrets. As a disclaimer, this presentation is for educational purposes only and it's not intended to treat, diagnose, or manage your disease. If you have concerns, it's still best to consult with your physician. Our main objective is to learn how to identify and remove or reduce toxins in your body. So, what is toxins? There's a lot of definitions of toxins, but technically, toxins is something being produced by an organism. But most of the toxins right now are being man-made, so they are called toxicants. According to EPA, any substance which may be harmful to the environment or hazardous to health if inhaled, ingested, or absorbed through the skin. According to the 2016 Chemical Data Report, it shows about 8,707 chemicals used in commerce. Just imagine how much chemicals we are exposed nowadays. These are the common toxins that we commonly know: the air pollution, cigarette smoking, alcohol drinking, even illicit drugs. What are the health effects? You could have chronic lung conditions such as COPD and asthma. You could have cancer, we know this one. Autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, allergy, chronic headache, migraine, neurologic and mental disease such as autism, ADHD, psychiatric condition, obesity, liver, kidney, and heart damage, hormonal imbalance, and even inability to conceive. So what else are toxins? If we know that air pollution is toxins and cigarette smoking, what else could be there? Number one is formaldehyde. We know this one as a resins in the manufacture of hardwood plywood, particle board, medium density fiberboard. Can be also be found in building materials and insulation, even household products such as glues, permanent press fabrics, paints, coatings, lacquers, and even paper products. Preservatives used in medicine, cosmetics, and consumer products such as dishwashing liquid, fabric softener, fertilizers, and pesticides, even in emissions in gas stoves or kerosene. Another chemical, this is a natural chemical, it's called mercury, but we found them in old thermometers, fluorescent light bulbs, and some electrical switches. So if you break a old thermometer or if you see a broken light bulbs, please don't touch them because they contain mercury. It can also be found in air from mining deposits or ores, coal-fired power plants, burning of municipal and medical waste, and from factories that use mercury. Even skin lightening soaps and creams. So we have to be very careful with our personal products. Photography. They use some kind of mercury, even tattoos, no? Especially red tattoos. You know this one. This is dental filling or dental amalgam. I used to have this when I was a kid. So it's better if you ask your dentist to put something on top or maybe safely remove this one. The problem with this one, if we drink hot coffee or tea, this may cause some changes and off-gas the mercury. Another source of mercury is fish. So uh, all of the fish may have some concentration of mercury, but those fish that are bigger in size, they tend to live longer in their lifespan, so they accumulate more mercury. The EPA has given us a list of fishes that are best choices, good choices, or choices to avoid. So you have to choose fish that are less in mercury, such as sardines, salmon, anchovy, etc. etc. But be aware of fishes that are high in mercury, like king mackerel, marlin, orange roughy shark, swordfish, tilefish, tuna big eye. So a lot of people like to eat tuna. For adult, they recommend one serving, which is about 4 ounces. So for the best choices, at least 2 to 3 servings a week, or one serving for good choices. For children, serving size is 1 ounce at age 2 and increases with age to 4 ounces by age 11. Another toxicants, dioxins, furans, dioxin like polychlorinated biphenyls. It can be found in burning of forest, household trash, chlorine bleaching of pulp and paper, or manufacturing processing certain types of chemicals such as pesticides. Can be also found in farm fish or cultured fish. Well, it depends on the source of the water. If it's clean, then we may uh, don't have this one. But nowadays, it's hard to make sure if the, the water is clean. So be careful. Another natural elements is lead. They can be found everywhere in air, soil, water, and even inside our homes. Can be found as well in leaded gasoline. That's why they are called like that. Paint, ceramics, pipes, plumbing materials, solders, gasoline, batteries. Be careful with batteries. So that's why there is a proper disposal of batteries. We should not just dispose them in a regular garbage can. Even cosmetics may have lead. And in some activities like mining, smelting, and refining. So according to the studies, those homes that are built before 1940, there is about 87% of lead-based paint that they use. So the most vulnerable one are the children because they can easily ingest the paint chips. So that's why if you live in the States, you have to be very careful with choosing old homes. Aluminum. Okay, so we know this one. Aluminum is found in processed foods because most of them are packaged in aluminum. Aluminum containing food packaging, aluminum foils, cooking utensils and baking trays, cosmetic products like antiperspirant, we know this one, sun creams, toothpaste, drugs like antacid. So they're bound with another chemical and they become a antacid. Some vaccines may have contain aluminum. Aluminum welding, so a lot of sources of aluminum. This is just to show you how aluminum can affect our brain. There is, in early times in 1972, this is a complication of prolonged hemodialysis and they call it dialysis encephalopathy. Chronic exposure to aluminum also can give us a risk of Alzheimer's dementia. And according to the study, it is associated with 71% increase in risk of Alzheimer's disease. Another toxicant is rather chemical, cadmium, air by its mining and smelting, phosphate fertilizers, sewage sludge, even batteries, plating, pigments, and plastics. There can also be found some traces in cigarette smoking. Just to show you that cadmium is toxic to the kidney. Cadmium can also cause bone mineralization. So that means it can cause osteoporosis. It can impair lung function and increase lung cancer. Another toxin is asbestos. Can be found in attic and wall insulation, vinyl floor tiles, roofing and siding shingles, textured paints, patching compounds on walls and ceilings, walls and floors around wood burning stoves, protected with asbestos paper, millboard, or cement sheets, hot water steam pipes coated with asbestos material or covered with tape, oil and coal furnaces, door gasket with asbestos insulation, heat-resistant fabrics, automobile clutches and brakes. So a lot of this chemical can be found in certain occupation. So that's why if you are exposed, you have to wear something protection. Asbestos is linked to mesothelioma or lung cancer. You know this one. This is a non-stick frying pan. So if you like to fry your food, this is what you get. The perpolyfluoroalkyl substance, short for PFAS. I would recommend to choose better alternatives that is Teflon free, such as ceramic, cast iron, stainless steel. Pesticides and herbicides. We know this one, like rat killer, mosquito killer, even weed killer. We use this one. Just to touch briefly of natural agriculture or planting. So there are alternatives. Hand picking. So if you see a worm, you just remove it by your hand. I know this is can cause labor, but this is the natural way. You can also put barriers and traps like nets, coffee can traps, sticky board. Trap plants. Trap plants are beneficial. If you plan to plant a corn, you can plant a radish because the maggots cannot attack your corn because they love the radish. If you like to plant tomato, you can put a dill herb. They like to eat the dill over the tomatoes. Of course, we do not kill the beneficial insects like the ladybugs, bees, green, lacewings, praying mantis, dragonflies, etc. etc. Companion planting. So planting garlic, for example, among vegetables. Because garlic is a very strong um, spice and most insect doesn't like to eat garlic. Crop rotation. Crop rotation means you don't plant the same uh, types of crop. You have to diversify. Diversified planting, planting a single crop in single row, and then low toxicity pesticides. Natural mosquito repellents. So in some countries, tropical countries, like the Philippines, for example, we have a lot of mosquitoes, so there are alternatives. Oil of lemon eucalyptus. Make sure it's not the pure oil of citronella, catnip oil, fennel, thyme, clove oil, celery extract, neem oil. So a lot of them are coming from plants. Of course, if you go outside, you cover up. Wear something long sleeves, long pants, socks, close to shoes, hat, and use fans if you want to stay outside. So what about our food? Because this is the most common source of exposure to chemicals, toxins, and toxicants. I want you to visit this website. It's called Environmental Working Group, short for EWG. They have a list of Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. They update it every year. So for those people who cannot afford organic, so just avoid the Dirty Dozen. So number one on the list is strawberry, followed by spinach, kale, nectarines, apple, grapes, peaches, cherries, pears, tomatoes, celeries, and potatoes. Those clean 15 um, are good choices if you can't afford organic. But it's always best to choose organic or grow your own food. You can change your garden, your yard into a garden, and at least you know what is going on with your food. Another toxicant is polychlorinated biphenyls, short for PCB. They can be found in electrical, heat transfer, hydraulic equipment, plasticizers in paints, plastics and rubber products, pigments, dyes, and carbonless copy paper, and other industrial applications. So most of them are in plastics. This is to show you there was a study where they draw a blood from a maternal and cord blood. Those newborn babies have higher concentration of these persistent organic pollutants, and most of them are PCB. Parabens, another P. As you notice, most of the toxicants starts with P. Makeups, moisturizers, hair care products, shaving creams. So you really have to know how to read the labels of your personal and body care products. They may come in names, but most of them have a name at the end. Methyl paraben, ethyl paraben, propyl paraben, butyl paraben. So let's talk deeper about cosmetics and personal care products. Common ingredients with safety concerns. So these ingredients have harmful contaminants, so you have to avoid the list, such as the DMDM hydantoin, urea products, citrirate, PEG, and polyethylene. And be careful with the word fragrance, because in order to create one fragrance, you need hundreds of chemicals and may trigger allergic reactions. How can you pick safer products? So the EWG website, they analyze thousands of products around the world, and you should look for the verified EWG verified mark. So they have a large skin database where you can search and know uh, the list of products that are safe to use. And you have to read ingredients list and choose wisely. Claims that are gentle, natural could be a hype. So when shopping, like I said, check the ingredient list and avoid the following. So let's say you buy something for your body, so avoid this compound triclosan. They can be found in bar soap or liquid soap. Moisturizer. Retinol panthenate and retinol can be irritating. For women who loves to color their nails, make sure it doesn't have formaldehyde or formalin, toluene, DBP, and if you are pregnant, more so you will be careful. Your teeth, uh, like the toothpaste, could contain triclosan. Your lipsticks might contain this one, retinol and retinol. Your hair, so just avoid this list if you're trying to buy hair products. I know it's summer and we are asked to wear a sunscreen, but avoid SPF above 50 because they have a lot of chemicals. This 15 is the recommended and above, but not more than 50. And if you choose uh, organic products or natural products, just choose zinc because this is the best active ingredient to protect you from sun UV radiation. Even kids are not exempted. Kids are very sensitive. Use few products and pick them carefully. Like diaper creams, avoid boric acid. For baby wipes, avoid this bronopol. And toothpaste, fluoride is not recommended for children under 2 years old because they may swallow the fluoride chemical. So this is from the EWG website. They have a large skin database. So they rate the product from 1 to 10. Those with red marks are the worst, and those with green marks are okay. So at least you have an idea of which products to use. So other P's of the chemicals, so like phthalates, perchlorate, PBDE, and PBB. So phthalates, you can see here the most common ones, detergents, raincoats, even personal care products, perchlorate, fireworks, explosives, PBDE and PBB. Anytime you buy a new furniture, like for example a couch, they might contain this PBDE. This is a chemical to prevent your furniture from catching fire. So that's why they use this one. I would suggest if you buy a new one, let them off gas first before you use it. You put them outside or maybe in your garage to off gas the chemical. Another one is bisphenol A, or short for BPA. So you can find this one in compact disc, plastic dinnerware, even put the lining of your food cans, dental sealants, and other products, even baby products. But right now, in the US, in some countries, they already banned the BPA, but there are still a lot of countries are using this chemical. So alternative to plastics, glass, stainless steel, ceramic, paper bottles, reusable bottles. So this is a picture in the Philippines. This poor creature was caught in the plastic. So as you can see, plastic can also harm our wildlife system. Another chemical that we have to know is acrylamide. So anytime you cook a carbohydrate, starchy food with very high temperature, this will be made. It can also be found in tobacco smoke, chemicals used to purify water, treat sewage, make paper, and certain cosmetics and soaps. Also, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon. These are carcinogen. It means it can cause cancer. So if you cook your food like this, you do it every time, every day, that's the chemical that you will get. This is a picture, a microscopic picture of mycotoxins. Uh, you may not see them because they are very small, but you know this one. Those black colored thing in your tiles, those are mycotoxins. Some people have allergic reactions. Uh, they don't have pets, they don't smoke, but still they have allergic symptoms. It could be this one, the molds. Molds can also be found as well in your food and even cheese and drinks like alcohol, rye, cottonseed, barley, even peanuts. They may contain aflatoxin, which is a liver carcinogen. So how do we remove them aside from removing them or cleaning them? So it would be better if we invest something like this, a high efficiency particulate air filter. As you can see, I showing you a lot of chemicals or man-made. Sometimes we also create toxin in our own thoughts and emotions. So negative emotions like sadness, shame, fear, grief, jealousy, doubt, despair, all of this can also harm our body. Hydrogenated oils and trans fat. So these are oils that are unstable in heat. These are oils that can easily turn rancid. They are highly inflammatory. So be careful with vegetable oils, although they are called vegetable oils, but they are very highly processed and they are unstable. Even margarine. So alternatives. These are oils that are high in smoke points. So they're not easily damaged by heat. Of course, if you still overcook them, they can be damaged, but not as unstable as the vegetable oil. So examples like coconut oil, palm oil, avocado oil, butter, lard, and of course, use in moderation as still it is a saturated fat. So with regards for people who are not vegetarian, at least avoid unpastured cow, pigs, or pork, and non-free range chicken because they might contain growth hormone, pesticides, and fertilizers. So these livestocks, if they don't roam around, they become fat and obese. So they have more calories, more fats, and less vitamins. Our cows and pigs and goats should be like this, roaming around in the grass, in the field. Unfiltered tap water. You should invest on water filtration system. Tap water may not have bacteria or parasite, but they still have traces of heavy metals like mercury or lead. So the only way to remove them is to have a water filtration system. So far, most experts recommend this kind of filtration, the reverse osmosis. Other ways you can do to eliminate toxins. Of course, you know this one. Exercise, physical activity can increase your circulation, increase sweating, thereby increasing toxin removal. Dry brushing. Dry brushing is a method to improve the circulation of our lymphatic system. So you may buy a natural bristle brush, and every morning before you go to shower, you brush your skin lightly, directly, in a circular motion towards the heart. And then when after brushing, you can shower or take a bath, and you might put something moisturizer or light cream. Water, hydration. As long as it's filtered water, it's very important to hydrate ourselves. You know this one. Foods that can support the liver, such as cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, kohlrabi cabbage, and broccoli, because they are rich in sulforaphane. They support our detoxification pathways. Juicing. Juicing is great, especially if we do it correctly and if we choose organic fruits and vegetables. Sauna or heat therapy. As you can see, it has a lot of health benefits. Decrease inflammation, increase antioxidant, increase heart and lung function, decrease our blood pressure, even our cholesterol. Of course, we have to have regular bowel movement at least once a day. The problem with constipation is that we accumulate waste products. You know, there is what we call uh, putrefaction, meaning our waste are just staying in our body and the toxin can go in. So the only way to do that is to have a good source of fiber, both soluble and insoluble fiber. So they can be found in fruits and vegetables and some grains. So for more information, you can visit CDC, USA EPA, Environmental Working Group project, the one I mentioned, and also in our local is the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Philippines. I will leave you this with a quote: the elimination of toxins awaken the capacity for renewal. So for more information, just visit our Facebook page, Oromedica Clinic, or you can comment me or message me at the Nourish Living YouTube channel. Bye everyone. Thank you for listening.